Good morning, crafty friends. Welcome to my craft room. My name is Daryl Walter of Pickled Peppers Creative Cafe at pickledpepperscreative.com. Today is Saturday, November 1st, 2025, and you are in my craft room. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I come to you on Saturday mornings to create cute things, and so here I am. Good morning. Come on into my craft room. Well, I don't know if you have been on or looking for me in the last 9 minutes, but I was having trouble connecting the device. So you might have seen me coming and disappearing rather quickly, but I'm hoping that I've resolved it. So thank you for being here and sticking it out with me. Good morning. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so today will happen pretty quickly, but today we're going to have fun with a different type of stamp set. Good morning, Kathy. Thank you for being here. Good morning, good morning. Thank you for sticking that out if you saw that rocky ride getting started, the bumpy road. But I think we're past it. But today we're going to have fun using a little bit of a different stamp set. I'm actually going to be stamping. I have an idea in my mind of what I'm going to do, but we're going to be stamping kind of organically. So we'll be discovering things along the way. So good morning. Thank you so much for being here. How are you, by the way? Hopefully you're having a good day, a good start to your morning, and a good week, or you've had a good week and you plan to have a crafty weekend. If you want to chat with me in the comments below. I love to chat with you, and I'll try and answer every single comment or question that you may have. So do that. If you're watching live or watching the replay, let me know that as well. And if you're watching on YouTube, let me know that as well. Give a thumbs up if you like what we're creating. And if you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about what we're going to be using today. So this is a little bit of a different stamp set. And I'm not sure if you've seen something like it before. So we're going to kind of take a look at how it works. And I think that we probably will do 2 cards because I did discover something about this stamp set. Oh, great, Kathy. I'm glad that you're doing good this morning. And are you guys getting crafty? Did you notice how many craft shows we have going on? I have I've done one craft show, and I have a couple of craft shows booked, and there are a couple that I want to go to that I may not be able to, but super, super fun, and I love it because it gives me an outlet for my stamping and paper crafting because I make a lot of stuff. Okay, so I think we're going to be making 2 cards because I played around just stamping a little bit, and I have discovered that I am in love with this stamp set. It is called Builder Blossoms because the blossoms that we're going to build with these stamps are very large, and I love big stamps, and I cannot lie. I love when stamp sets do all the work. So that being said, we're not using any designer series paper today. We're gonna go direct stamps to ink to paper, SIP, sip. We're gonna take a sip. So we'll use stamps, ink, and paper, and we're gonna make something cute. So this is the set, and again, you can see there are these actually petals is what they're gonna turn into. So they're flower petals, and then there's a little scatter splatter. I think this is a single leaf, flower petal. And then these are designed to be, this one actually could be a flower on its own, but I think they're designed to be the stamen. That's what we're going to use them for this morning. Also, if you want to or let me point out to you that this stamp set has no words, no sentiment. So if you're going to be using it, you're going to want to grab a stamp set that has words and phrases if you so choose. Remember, I said the blossoms are large. Because of that, we're going to make a couple of quick cards, and we'll take a look at how we can use all of them, the 3 flowers. In terms of sentiment, I grabbed what was closest to me on my desk. That is the Gathering Moments, but it's nice. I do like the Thankful for You, many thanks. Your friendship means the world to me, and expressing heartfelt gratitude. And then a simple gather. The other thing I thought is this little sprig of leaves we may be able to add to our flowers. I don't know. We'll see. All right, so remember, stamped ink and paper is what I brought along. So I have enough for 2 cards here. They're going to be the same in terms of the cardstock. We have, oh gosh, what is this? This is, oh yeah, how can I forget? Petunia Pop. We're using Petunia Pop. We haven't used that in a while, so I'm excited to use it. We're using Petunia Pop and then just the basic white. So I have the card bases that are standard A2. They are 8.5 by 11, cut in half at 5.5, and then scored at 4 1/4. That's going to give us our basic card base. And then I have a piece of Petunia Pop that is 5 1/4 by 4, and then we're going to stamp on the basic white. Let's get into frame here, which is 5 by 3 3/4. So we're going to do it twice. Different cards though, because the flowers will be slightly different. And then for ink, of course, I have black Memento. And then I brought in, because the flower blossoms, we're stamping both the petals and the stamen. We need to have coordinating colors, but 2 different ones, right? And so I thought the 3 of these would give us 2 different color flowers plus the stamen, and they are very complementary. But we have the Pretty in Pink, we have Petunia Pop, and we have Berry Burst. I love these. The Berry Burst is really nice too. I love these colors. And then if we're able to squeeze the other foliage in, we have the Lost Lagoon. So that's what we're doing in terms of ink. Let's get started, shall we? I apologize that we're backwards, and until I find a go around, we're going to be that way, because after digging for several weeks, I found that Facebook has done away with the option that allows me to flip the video and still remain in a not forward facing, a mirrored composition. I'm super sad about that, but it is what it is until I find a go around, if there is one. We're gonna start with, do you want to start with the biggest one? Let's start with this really large. So let me show you. I've gone ahead and mounted it. It is the size that it shows on the cover, which I'm a fan of that. I like it. But just, you see, I have big hands too. So this kind of fills my palm, kind of. I have this here for scrap. This is my scrap paper, so I don't get my desktop dirty. I didn't want to dirty a whole new grid pad. I don't know why. It's one of those things that, you know how you save your best for a special time? Weird, but yeah. All right, so we'll start with the card base that's going to use the biggest flower. And I am going to tell you, full transparency, this may actually even go off the sides because it's really big. Let's see. Let's give this a little bit of a white. If you haven't used, which I think if you're new to stamping, you may not know, but most of us that are have some experience, your clear photopolymer is going to stain, but it will stamp the same. So don't worry, it won't clean up. It'll clean up, but it will stain. But don't worry, it doesn't affect your cards. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, good morning. Thank you so much for being here. How are you? Hopefully you're doing fantastic. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is ink this up. Let's make sure. So I'm using Petunia Pop because I am then able to use the Berry Burst for the stamen. And I'm going to start by inking this up, and I'm going to stamp on the top. So this is the top of our card base, and this, I'm sorry, matted layer, and this will be the bottom. And then we're going to go around and stamp this blossom. Now, that having been said, the way that we're going to connect these and make a flower, I'm going to pull this towards me for a minute, is by overlapping the leaves slightly. So I said leaves, I mean petal. I may turn this around while we're going so that I have the best angle to see what's happening. So here it is. And you know what, you guys, look at this. This kind of looks like a tulip. Just looking at this, it would have been kind of nice if they included a stem that had a little bit of, you know, the pointy, prickly stuff. That could stand alone. It could totally stand alone. But nope, we're making a big blossom. So I'm going to ink it up again, and I'm turning this just so I can see it. I want to overlap, facing me, the left side with the right side of what I've already stamped. And only slightly. Only slightly. And I'm going to try not to go off the page, but we're wanting to make a circle. So we're going around in a circle. So I'm just going to slide it over again. I'm turning and stamping. And this is kind of fun to me. I don't know. I like to see it come together. It's kind of fun. All right, so I'm repeating that. I'm going around. Also, I'm trying to keep the bottom and the top aligned as much as I can. I'm trusting that to create the circle in the center that we're going to need, right? And hopefully this doesn't go off the page. I'm gonna try really hard, but can you see how massive of a blossom this is going to make us? I'm gonna go down a little bit because I think this is gonna go off the page. I was hoping that it wouldn't, and I'm still hopeful. Look at this ginormous flower. Is it amazing? And we'll do our final stamp. There we go. Oh, that was good. Good, good, good. So here's our ginormous flower. Can you see it? Very cute. And I didn't need to overlap this one nearly as much as I did. I was afraid that I was going to go off the page and it wouldn't work that circle. I should have trusted the process, but it's okay. All right, we'll cover the Petunia Pop for a moment and then bring in the darkest color that we have aside from the green. That's going to be the Berry Burst. And we have two options for the center. We have the smaller, and this is a little more decorative. You see the splatters there within that stamen. That's kind of nice. We're going to use that one. Oh, I have it mounted. We don't need to click that. Let's see. I am going to grab a diaper wipe and just kind of clean it up a little bit. Oh, no. No, we don't. We don't need to do that. We're going darker. Since I'm going from a very similar color, lighter to darker, I'm not worried about cleaning my stamp. If I had to go in the opposite direction, then yes. But because the colors are so close, I'm not worried. The issue would be then you would contaminate your ink pad, and you don't want to do that. All right, and then we're just going to stamp this right down in the center. Oh, lovely. I am going to wipe it a little bit now. This is still a little damp. Isn't that cute? Oh my, I love it. Very nice. All right, let's cover this up for now. I wonder what it might look like if we used that lonely petal. I don't know if we have enough room for it. It's just an afterthought. And I think the sprinkles that we have are too much as well. Oh, that lone petal. I think that might look, yeah, we're gonna bypass that. All right, so super simple. Let's take this and, oh, let's stamp the sentiment first and then we'll glue it down. So I'm gonna grab that. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Isn't it beautiful? And then look, just laying the Petunia Pop cardstock next to that flower. That's lovely, right? Let's grab a sentiment. So we have many thanks. Your friendship means the world to me. I'm thankful for you and expressing heartfelt gratitude. I gravitate towards thank you because those are the cards that I need the most. So I'm gonna be true to that because then I'm sure that if I need a thank you card, I have one here. This might be a little small, that block. Let's see. Okay, I think it's gonna be my best option. So do you see what I'm doing here? I'm kind of turning this diagonally to make sure that I fit that whole stamp on there. The default is a square instead of a diamond, right? That's how my brain thinks. But you think outside of the box when you need to. We could, let's go ahead. I won't be a rebel today. We'll stamp our sentiment with a black Memento. By the way, I'll tell you, like I normally tell you every time I grab the black Memento. Thank you, Michelle. Aren't they nice? The colors are really nice. I love them. Love them. Black Memento. If you don't have this, you need this. This is a great black. My favorite black. All right, we're just going to stamp the sentiment right in the center on the bottom. And finish this off. We could finish it off with some embellishments. I'm on the fence about it because that flower is so big. I mean, I'm sure maybe we could add some rhinestones to the center of that flower. I don't know how else I would embellish it because that flower is super big, and I think for me, it does all the work by itself. I don't have to do anything else, which is why I'm a fan of huge stamps like this. Look at how many cards you could do in a short time. Wasn't that easy peasy to do that? Let's see. Let's see where the bone folder is. We'll go ahead and grab our card base and we're going to glue this right down and we're done. It's a super quick, super easy card. And the next one will be too. We're just going to explore the other blossoms and a little more color. I am a fan of monochrome. Tone on tone when there's enough difference that you can see the variant. Ooh, I like it. Okay, let's go ahead and stick this right down. Take my Seal Plus, which is my favorite adhesive. It lets me be lazy because it's a strong adhesive, so I can switch projects without having to worry about needing a strong adhesive. That's my main reason. All right, here we are. Maybe we should, oh dear, it looks like my blade needs replacing. It's a little fuzzies there. But here we go, card number 1. Easy peasy, super quick, right? And so you can see where we're going. We're gonna maybe do some two-tones with the next card. I could, and probably later, I'll go and add a cluster of rhinestones right to the center of that card, but I like it. All right, let's set that aside for a moment, and then we'll go ahead and grab number 2. We are using some similar colors for this card. Oh, we need to change the petals. And let me imagine, because I think the larger petal, so the one that I'm grabbing is this one. And then there's a smaller one. Okay, I just wanted to imagine what type of space that one was going to take up. So let's go ahead and this time, let's make the larger flower. We're gonna move to the petal pink. And I'm gonna start in the center in a similar fashion as we did the last card. So I'm gonna start right here on the top, and then I'll turn around and just slightly overlap until we have our flower complete. So we're gonna use the petal pink for this. And, uh-oh, let's see. I see someone's comment there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Kathy, you know how many times that happens. I'll skip over something because I don't think it's for me, and then I'll see someone use it, and I won't even remember seeing it in the catalog. It's like, hey, where was that? Why did I miss that? Yeah, I think that I was intrigued by the building part of it, and so that's why I grabbed it. And it's a single stamp set. It's like, I think it's around $18. It's no fuss with it, right? There are no dies, there's no extra, and the stamp itself does the work, and I'm a fan of that. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing. I am lining the bottom up with the bottom of what I see here, and overlapping the petal ever so slightly. And I think we have a little more room on this one, so I don't need to worry as much about falling off the page. The last one was really big, so I was a little concerned about it. I thought we might have needed a larger canvas, but it turns out it worked well. Okay, so we're going around and around. Let's see. Kind of hard for me to see if I'm going off the page. I don't want to stick my head in your way, so I'm going to hope for the best here. So far, so good. And gosh, I think that we're only going to have room for one smaller flower, because even this flower is pretty substantial. Let's go ahead and fill that whole last space. Bring it down a little bit. Yeah, this flower is pretty substantial in itself. All right, so let's go ahead and grab the stamen. We're going to use the smaller one, maybe. Let's take a look. We might use the smaller. Let's go ahead and use the smaller just so that we know what it looks like. And I'm going to go ahead with the berry burst also. I think we'll use it for the center. Oh, very nice. Ooh, I like it. All right, so we'll cover the petal pink. We are going to use that berry burst again in a minute, but I wanted to use the smaller flower petal, and I'm not really sure that we are going to be able to. We may have to use the stamen as a flower, because in stamping this, I can see how much room we would need, and maybe we could stamp over top of it and have an overlapping flower. Let me imagine if that might work. Could we do that and get it done? No, We're not going to chance it. I think even that smaller petal is going to make a pretty good size flower. So what we're going to do is take the Petunia Pop, and I'm going to take that stamen that I used for the other flower, and we're going to decide where we'll put it. I'm going to overlap it a little bit with the petunia. Let's make one, and maybe one is all we'll need. I'm going to use the Petunia Pop, and right here we'll place it. And actually, we could make this card open either way, so it can be a regular book fold, or we could have it flip up. Thank you, Michelle. Isn't it pretty? I don't know. In that little stamen, I like it. I like it a lot. All right, so let's decide how we're going to do this. We could have this at the top. I don't like it. I think I like it like this, and we'll maybe try and put the sentiment here. Maybe. All right, let's go ahead and see where we can add a leaf or a sprig is what I mean. Let's see if that's going to be enough of one. I think it's going to be enough of one. And for the sake of balance, we're going to put it opposite the smaller flower that we used here. And I think we just maybe need one. We're going to grab the Lost Lagoon, and let's turn this a little bit. Yeah, we'll put it right here. Let's look like it's kind of coming from behind the flower. Perfect. And yeah, I don't think, let's see, do we want another? Yeah, let's do another. Let's do another. I think this one needs a buddy. Ink it up, and I'm gonna try and match the stems to each other. Even if I overlap the flower, that's okay. All right, very well. And then we're gonna put our, I'm gonna change my mind and put my sentiment here. All right, let's close all of these. My fingers are already messy enough, you see that? We haven't even done a ton of stamping. I'm a messy stamper. I don't mind saying that. I am a messy stamper. Kind of like the mechanic who comes home with oil all over his clothes. You know he worked hard, right? All right, and then the black Memento. Let's go. Do we want to use the same sentiment? Let's go ahead since we already have it. We already have it here. We'll do it with the black Memento because we're going to overlap the bottom of that blossom that we made. I think that this, I love this stamp set. And it's easy peasy, especially if you're a beginner. Can you see that? Really, you don't need to have a lot to make it. You just need the stamps, the ink, and the paper. All right, we'll do the same thing as we did with card number 1. Let's grab my, oh, here we go. It's on the mouse pad. Let's grab my Seal Plus. If it were a snake, it would have bitten me right by my hand. All right, and then we're gonna pop this right down. And like I said, you could choose to add embellishments if you want. I think we're gonna add some to the center of the tone, or the more monochrome card. Uh-oh. Let's see, that was off just a little bit. Let's see if I can get it a little closer to center. There we go. Give it a nice burnish. Let's bring this card base back in. I'm gonna take my bone folder and fold that down. Flip it over, and then we'll add it right to the card base. And then I'll bring back in card number 1 and see if I can find some, I just want some basic white, or the basic rhinestone gems, because I like the fact that the flower is so massive and it's doing the work. I don't really want to take away from it. All right, here we go. Card number 2. Isn't that fun? I love this stamp set. Look at that. You could sit and stamp a whole stack of cards. And like I said, if you are new to stamping, all you need are a couple of ink pads, some paper, and cardstock, and you are in business. All right, let's see if we can find some rhinestones. I just think that might look a little cute there with some small ones in the center. So I'm gonna grab my, here are all of my embellishments. And let's see, I always have tons of rhinestones. They shouldn't be hard to find. It's one of my, it's my go-to. And another reason that it's a go-to, I never have to worry about them. Like some of the embellishments that are wildly popular, actually some of the products, period, that are wildly popular, they disappear really quickly. And sometimes they sell out. It happens. But the basic rhinestones, they don't usually seem to sell out. You can color them, and they're pretty versatile, right? I'm gonna grab the really small ones though, because I wanna make it look like a cluster. So I'm just gonna kind of willy-nilly stick these down. Did I pick that up the right way? I did. Oh dear, it's stuck right in the putty. See if I can get it off. Didn't stick to what I needed it to. Let's switch. Have a newer one with newer putty. Let's see if that makes a difference. Pull some putty up. I'm just kind of working the putty to make it a little more supple, so it will pick up the gems a little easier. And let's see if it works. Okay, so far so good. Just gonna put a small, maybe five or six gems in the middle. Oh, that's good. Ooh, I like. Okay. What do you think? Oh, thank you, Kathy. Isn't that fun? Fun. So imagine you're only limited by the number of ink pads that you have. Super, super cute. Okay, so what do you guys think about that stamp set? Is it fun or not? I think it's really fun. I like it. I like that. I think this is my favorite. Which blossom do you like the best? I think this is my favorite. I don't know. It's just so very big. I love it. And even looking at it now, if any of you are scrapbookers, can you see, if you don't mind fussy cutting, could you see how you could fussy cut just a couple of these, maybe 3, and use them as an embellishment on your scrapbook page? Or if you're a junk journaler, on your junk journal, it's like making fodder for your junk journal. I like it a lot. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and talk about what we use today. Let's put the embellishments back out of the way. We use stamps, ink, and paper. So we use thick basic white for the card base. We use Petunia Pop for a matted layer. And then our regular basic white is what we use to stamp on. This stamp set, if you think it is so fabulous like I do, I really do. I mean that when I say that. It's the Builder Blossoms. That's what it's called, Builder Blossoms. And there are 3. You could probably even do 4. This would maybe make a good daisy if you wanted to do all of that singular stamping the way we did. And dare I say, you could make like a half daisy. This just popped out to me right now, but what if you took this petal and then just went around halfway, or even that one, and used this for the center? That could work. I might try that. That could work. But anyways, yeah, it's full of these blossoms and stamen that you could use. Make these very cute flowers. I use for that stem and the sentiment, the stamen in the center. No, the stem. Gathering Moments. And then the sentiment that many thanks we got from Gathering Moments too. And then in terms of ink, I used Petunia Pop. We used Pretty in Pink. We used Lost Lagoon and Berry Burst. Yes, Michelle, I'm right there with you. I think the first one is really pretty, isn't it? All right, you guys, thank you so much for showing up today. Thank you for humoring me and hanging out in my craft room with me and being crafty. I appreciate that you are here. I never take you for granted, nor your time. I'm very thankful that you show up. So thank you so much. Next week, I will be here with you. I have a craft show on Saturday, so I won't be able to be with you until Sunday. So it's just one more day. And I'll be back to create with you. Thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful and crafty weekend. I will see you soon. Take care, guys. Bye.